We all know what classroom learning looks like in the movies. Sometimes there's a passionate discussion being orchestrated by a charismatic expert teacher, like a maestro conducting a symphony. Or we see a student-driven performance with professional-grade production value that demonstrates just how deeply invested students have been in their learning. Hollywood moments like these do happen in actual classrooms, and they are evidence of tons of learning. But in the real world, there's a less outwardly flashy part of class that makes such remarkable moments of collaboration or debate possible: independent practice. That's the part of the lesson where students work quietly and at length, while the teacher moves around the room giving individual feedback. It's this combination of deep, sustained thinking and targeted support that allows students to make learning breakthroughs that they can demonstrate and build on in more externally exciting ways. Independent practice should happen in class every day for 10 or 20 minutes, and sometimes longer. To run it effectively, you'll need to have fostered a sacred learning environment and be prepared to give strategic individual feedback. Here's how to start. Articulate expectations up front and give plenty of feedback until the routine becomes habitual. It's a quiet or silent environment where students raise hands to ask questions and employ strategies for independent problem solving. Be sure to arrange your classroom so that you can easily connect with every student. They'll only be willing to try hard if they trust that you're going to notice them as individuals and support their work every single day. When independent practice begins, reserve the first minute for checking for a smooth transition. If there are questions, silently acknowledge them and make a note about who to check in with. No one knows your kids better than you, so make your movements deliberate. Students who might need more time to process should be towards the middle or end of your first lap around the room. Your goal is to provide individual attention to every student, so you need to be efficient and purposeful. Simply leaning in to write a check on a student's work will encourage them and provide instant feedback. You can also jot a quick clarification or underline a key word to drive understanding. In general, a good habit to get into is to praise a student's work, prompt them to extend their thinking, and then quickly move on to promote independence. Remember, you can always cycle back later to ensure understanding in students whom you challenged. Sometimes, as you make your way around the room, you'll notice significant trends or gaps in understanding. When this happens, you can consider gathering the class's attention for a clarification, but you should only interrupt students like this twice per period. Ultimately, a teacher's brain should be working on overdrive during independent practice. You've got a lot of students to get to, all with a variety of needs and skill sets. But if you run good procedures and consistently support student effort, your independent practice can produce all the wattage of a Hollywood classroom.